This is a 1956 Ford F100. I'm gonna take it for a quick drive, and I'm gonna be brave and actually hold the camera with one hand and drive it by myself. Normally I have a helper, actually my daughter, or someone else who helps me, so here we go. Looking at my finger may seem like a lot. I'm actually tracking down the road perfectly straight, if you'll notice the line. Part of it is getting used to driving these old trucks. I think that there's room to dial that steering in. Shift here. And there's a random dog. Hope this dog doesn't distract us. So put it up in reverse, and reverse works good. Emergency brake actually is functional. Hey puppy, that's an unusual addition to my videos. Okay, we'll find your home in a minute. All right, I'm gonna try not to stop this video for this little puppy. So let me shut it off here and show you around the rest of the truck. So this the guy that I got this from, actually, he pulled this from the barn. We did this engine detail. But he really, he took the engine down, dumped all the old fluids, actually ran some Marvel Mystery Oil through everything. Engine, let it sit for a little while. He was telling me just about, freeing it up, and man, what a cool truck. 56 is my favorite year. If you've watched other videos of mine, I say that all the time. So of the bigger body styled trucks, in 53 50th anniversary, they went to this body style. 56 though is the only year where they put a rectangular vent window instead of a triangular vent window. 1 year only. Then they went to 57, changed the body again. So this is my favorite year of the big bodied Ford trucks. This is an F100 short bed. This is original matching numbers. It's the original 223, I believe, 6-cylinder, 3-speed manual transmission on the column. And so this was sitting in the barn for about 25 years, pulled out, all the fluids changed. You can see we blasted the engine down, rebuilt the carburetor, put all new plugs in it, ran fresh oil through it twice, new oil filter. It's got new spark plugs, new cap, rotor, points, all that stuff, and the engine actually runs really good. Put some brand new tires on it, got the original wheels, and sanded down the paint, scuffed it up, and then put a semi-gloss clear coat on it. So that's what you've got right now. Getting up on the truck, there's a little bit of rust here and there, and it really goes with the patina and the look of the truck. If it was me, I wouldn't do anything to this truck. The only thing I might do is, as I walk around and as you look at the pictures, I might scuff this door. This is the least scuffed spot on the entire truck, and it almost doesn't match the rest because it's not scuffed enough. But so the only thing I would personally do to this truck on the outside is might scuff that up a little bit and then re-gloss it and then leave it alone, because this is a killer look. It does have some rust around. Not a rusty bucket. This wasn't a, this wasn't a field truck with a tree growing up inside it. It was actually sitting in a barn, and there's a lot of good things about it, like these original cab corners are in great shape. Bottom of the doors, a little bit of rust there. Just common spots for rust. A little bit of rust here. You can see that inside, that spot right there. And then the rest of the inner fender wells are actually rust free. Keep in mind that when I say rust free, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not surface rust. I get kickbacks on some of these videos, guys being smart with me about how I said rust free, but there's surface rust everywhere. Come on, surface rust is superficial and it's obvious this is not a restored vehicle. So it's obviously not rust free with no surface rust. But in my world, we call this rust free. At the same time down here, we've got, just like the other side, some rust on the step-ups going back to the attachment of the rear fender. And the same, this is a very common spot to find rust on the bed where the two pieces come together. But like I said, check out that cab corner. It's in great shape. And it might have a little filler in it. Can't tell for sure, but it looks good from here. And a little rusty spot on the bottom of the door there. That's that same spot of rust I showed you on the other side. A little bit of rust in the bed. Bottom, very, very bottom, you can see those rusty spots there, but the rest of these inner fender wells are nice and clean. All right, surface rusty. Same back here. Our little friend's hanging out. Maybe we can find his home. I'm gonna try and let the camera adjust. It takes a second. There we go. I don't use a very expensive camera to do this, although it is a high definition camera, but it's a lower model because we've dropped too many of them and broken them trying to climb around the trucks like this, climbing up underneath them. Original step-ups. And here's another thing. So this piece, this bar right here actually has a tendency, oh thank you. This bar right here has a tendency to rust out. And this is not a normal part of my video, but here's my little guy. I don't know who you are. There's your original floor pans from underneath, and we'll show you underneath the inside. So the actual floor pans look pretty good. So it looks like an old piece of exhaust, and then this is old too as well. It's kind of funny, when I have a truck like this and I have a busted out muffler, I actually kind of like the sound of it. Maybe that's the redneck in me. But you know, putting a new muffler on it would obviously smooth it out. So one thing that this truck still lacks is brake lines, and I would go through, it's not very expensive. I just wanted to stop and let the next guy do some projecting on this thing. We didn't want to keep on going and keep on going. I would replace the soft lines. They're not very expensive. There's your step-ups on this side. I hadn't showed those yet. A little bit rustier on this side, especially in that back spot. But check out these that is the original interior cab corner. Both sides look like that. Some Georgia red clay there, but these floor pans are in pretty good shape. There's some rust right there. That's the only rust I'm seeing in these original floor pans, and that is really honestly kind of mind-blowing. Even for as much rust as on the other parts of the trucks, the cab corners are almost always the first thing to rust out. Those are original. That's amazing. I'm impressed. That's why I said this isn't, to me, a rust bucket of a truck like this is frame rails started rusting out and stuff like that. Cab corners look like crap, you know. Look at these frame rails. They're in great shape. You know, they're rust free as far as holes and stuff. Obviously there's surface rust. Well, I think her owner just found her. So let me just finish off this video here. So here's your door panels, original door panels, and actually the bottoms of the doors, a little crusty, but not rusted through on the inside. Hinge pockets, really important, rust free. And here's the top side of the floor pans we were just talking about. We just put a brand new factory original styled floor mat in. The heavy duty rubber mats are expensive and they're worth it though. I love the way they look. So there's those couple of holes I was showing you from underneath. Other than that, look, nice and clean, you know, overall for what it is, you know. This I think might have been recovered years ago, or it could be the original. It's actually got only a tiny little spot right there. You could actually probably clean this, do a heavy duty cleaner and restain this if you wanted to try to save some money and not reupholster, because there's no rips or tears in this seat. It folds back and forth nice and easy. Appears to be original, or if it was redone, it was a long time ago. Gas tank has been pulled, cleaned, and reinstalled. No headliner. No kick, old kick panels. See, they got some, you know, they're trashed out on the bottom. Kick panels are not very expensive, so. Horn works, which is kind of cool. Odometer showing 81,300 miles. Quite possible that's original, but we always have to, you know, advertise them as exempt. It's got the old original heater. It is hooked up, and so that means it's not leaking. There is fluid running through it, but the switch does not seem to want to come on and off. So it may just need a new switch. Of course, it could need the motor rebuilt, but at least it's not leaking. Glass is actually in great shape. Oh, there was another thing. Okay, I promise when I cranked it up earlier, when I had it running, well, let's see, just turn it back on. This impressed me. Look, original wipers actually work. Need to be dialed in, but that's very rare. So, yeah, it fired right back up. You know what, other thing I haven't done yet is I haven't opened up the vent. Oh, look at that. Vent opens and closes nice and easy. Man, I love this truck. So this would be a great truck to just drive as is, or be an awesome candidate to, I mean, your body's great, your interior is great, maybe throw a headliner and some kick panels in it and call it done. And then if you really want to take this thing to the next level, find a donor vehicle, put a 302 automatic transmission in it and just drive it. Maybe change out the steering, see if that could be tightened up a little. But man, this new brake lines, and this truck's ready to hit the road. It's got brand new tires. The patina looks awesome. The engine fires right up. Even the old wipers work. I mean, this is a really, really cool barn find. 1 year only. Man, don't buy this truck if you don't like attention. People are going to stop you. They're going to want to take pictures with this thing. Man, this thing is super, super cool.